But I am here with real estate rock stars. Rock stars, guys. You guys are in the presence of like rock legends here, you know, real estate rock legends.
When we started working on a full-time basis and kind of punching the clock, we had a moment where we had to start thinking about if we wanted to have a different lifestyle and to be able to create generational wealth and develop passive income, we were going to have to do something differently. And we basically made a decision one day that we were going to, when we bought a property, and that was a lot of work, we took the oh so common approach to house hacking. We bought a bungalow, converted the lower level, and started renting it out. Eventually we were able to buy another property. We rinsed and repeated it. We did it again in the west of Ottawa. Yeah, real estate gives us options. And it hasn't taken a ton away from our life. Like, we're still parents and partners. Those are our, numbers 1 and 2 are us being parents and partners, husbands and wives to each other, and then investors after. We were able to find time to do it. We do it passively, and it's worked well for us.
But I am here with real estate rock stars. Rock stars, guys. Your guys are like, we're like, I'm like, this is my audience here. So like, you guys are in the presence of like rock legends here, you know, real estate rock legends. So just wanted to have a really quick chat with you. It's like a fireside chat. And, I wanted to get into your story a little bit, and how in the world did you end up in real estate? And like get into a level where now you guys are rock stars. You guys, people look at you and they ask you for questions now. So how did it all start?
Well, we would have never thought that we would be here. Hi, everyone. So no, we would have never thought we would be here. I don't think our path was to be business people or even real estate investors. I think the very first person that I ever saw investing in real estate in my family was my grandmother. She was house hacking before it was even a term. Yes. So my entire childhood, anytime we would go to grandma, we had to be very careful because the tenants were downstairs. But I never thought anything of it at all. And now it's like full circle, and I understand.
Yeah, and many properties later. Like I mean, Esther's grandmother was a real estate investor, I suppose, by accident. But when we started working on a full-time basis and kind of punching the clock, we had a moment where we had to start thinking about if we wanted to have a different lifestyle and to be able to create generational wealth and develop passive income, we were going to have to do something differently. And like many people, we looked into all kinds of different things, stock market stuff, day trading, and so on. And real estate was just something we found. We saw it on TV here and there, and we saw YouTube channels. And we basically made a decision one day that we were going to, when we bought a property, and that was a lot of work, we took the oh so common approach to house hacking. We bought a bungalow, converted the lower level into a rental property, and it was a lot of work. We bought a property that was specific, that we were able to do that, did the renos and started renting it out. And we forced appreciation in our property. We had some savings that we put aside. Eventually we were able to buy another property, which was in the east of Ottawa, and we were able to force the appreciation of that property, and we rinsed and repeated it. We did it again in the west of Ottawa. There came a moment when we said, if we want to scale up and make it to the next level, it's going to have to involve multifamily. And we started doing our research, and we came across Alfonso, reached out to him.
He said, please take us.
And here we are today. But it was we recapped that in about 5 minutes, but that was a roller coaster of emotions, and it took a long time to get to just the beginning of the program that we just completed. And then when we started that, everything we thought about real estate got turned upside down. We always thought it was simply about kind of running your numbers, and there was a lot of learning on that side, but it was the networking, the property management, the creative financing, the list goes on that
we realized how important relationships are in the real estate business, and we're so thankful for all the connections we made and all the people we met along the way.
What did you learn about wealth in general at home? like when you were growing up? Because you said your grandmother was an investor. It was kind of by accident, really.
Yeah.
But what was taught in your household about wealth growing up?
Well, not a whole lot. Like my parents were like very like I had a great upbringing, tremendous amount of respect for my parents. They worked really hard to give myself and my sisters an amazing upbringing. But in terms of like investing, it wasn't something that came up, and it was the same for my circle of friends. Like we did not talk about investing. It wasn't something that came up. It's something that we kind of learned about as we got older. It really when we had kids, when we had our son was born, is when we really had a mindset, right? We started thinking with things differently, and we learned that if we were going to punch the clock and devote ourselves to the 40-40 plan, the 40 hours a week times 40 years, like, you know, we would probably have a comfortable retirement in that, but we wanted to create something for our children and to have passive income and to give us options and
have more freedom. Yeah, same for me. You know, I come from a middle-class family, and my parents school was always very important, and they wanted me to get a good job and work and a pension and that's it.
Now that you drank the Kool-Aid, and you guys are real estate rock stars, where people, when I say rock stars, it just means that you guys have obviously created a presence, and people are now coming to you, right? What do you teach your kids? Like what? Because your kids are little, but what are you starting to teach them, and how different is that from what you were taught?
I love this question. So, I mean, I was kind of taught you when you receive your paycheck, you can enjoy that. You take care of your expenses, and then you can enjoy that. And a lot of people live that way, and that works for them. But what we're teaching our children, the way we live our lives, is not by living, within our means. We live way below our means, right? And the difference gets invested into income producing assets. And for us, it's real estate, right? We want to do everything we can to create passive income, and the passive income pays for the liabilities, right? We make no confusion between what's an asset and what's a liability. And
how old are the kids?
They're 4 and 5.
4 and 5.
We don't talk about liabilities and assets.
Yeah,
but it'd be nice. It'd be nice.
But we talk about needs and wants.
Yeah.
Right? So
when do you think you will start to introduce this?
Oh,
we've already started.
We have
at
jars at home. Yeah. So whenever they have money, there's a jar to give, a jar to save, a jar to spend, and a jar for investments. And they're very involved in the walkthroughs whenever we can. With COVID, it's a bit different. But when we close on a property, they have their little notebook, like little pads, and they are in charge of visiting the house and telling us what's broken and what needs to be changed. So they're very involved.
And we make it very clear to them that because they'll say, listen, I don't like this one because it's rusty or something. And we'll say, no, well, we're looking to make this property look much nicer so that the tenant can really enjoy living here and it increases the value.
It's gonna be a
and
nice
then
home
they'll say,
for
and then we can give it to that person, or in their mind sell it. We're like, no. This will never be sold. This is not even your property. This is not your children's property. This property will never be sold. It will always be a part of the family, and it'll be a paycheck forever. They don't grasp it because it's not really age appropriate, but we're planting the seed.
That's good. That's good. And so for people that have like families, and because you guys are investing, you have full-time jobs, and it's suddenly like it's sometimes there's a misconception where people think that you have to leave your job, and the point of investing in real estate is so you can leave your job. But if you love what you're doing, you don't need to leave your job.
Yes, and it's not, everything is not black or white. It's not one or the other. It's not I'm investing in real estate so I want to quit my job. And because you love your job doesn't mean that you shouldn't invest in real estate, right? Because you love your job right now. You don't know how you're going to love your job in 10 years or 15 years or 20 years. And real estate just gives you so many more options, to either work less or
this is a great point, like an excellent question, because you hear that so often in real estate. It comes up regularly where people say like, I hate my job, I hate my boss, I want to leave my job, I need a way out. And that's fine, right? If you want to invest in real estate and that's your end goal. But we're a bit different than that. We actually enjoy our jobs. We like them. But like Esther said, we don't know if in 10, 15, 20 years we're going to like them, or if it'll be the same type of job, or if those jobs will even exist at all.
Or if your family will need you, to stay home for health reasons or whatever.
But those properties, the tenants can't fire us. We'll own those properties forever. And real estate gives us options. And it hasn't taken a ton away from our life. Like, we're still parents and partners. Those are our, numbers 1 and 2 are us being parents and partners, husbands and wives to each other. And then investors after. We were able to find time to do it. We do it passively, and it's worked well for us.
No, I love that, guys. What about for you guys, the family dynamic, career, family, kids? What advice do you have for the people watching that, trying to make that balance and to create that healthy space where everything gets attention and still you're happy about it,
I have a hard time with this word, but compartmentalize. Very important.
Compartmentalize.
Don't try to do everything all at once, because then you won't be doing anything. I don't think there's such a thing as multitasking. So for us, time blocking has been working wonders. If we're working on the deals, we're working on the deals. If we're working at our jobs, that's what we're doing. When the kids go to bed at 7, we do certain things, and at 5, I get up at 5 every morning. It's long days sometimes, but if you have the focus and you know what you're doing,
if you have a strong why, you're able to live a very structured, disciplined, intentional life. And that's what we've been able to develop. It wasn't easy, but when we come back to our why, which is our children and being able to develop passive income and create options, it's easier to motivate ourselves to live that structured lifestyle so we can do it.
Yes, I love that. So what is the words of wisdom from Matt and Esther in Real Estate Matters, right? Well, first of all, before the words of wisdom, what is the channel? What is the hashtag? What is the Instagram handle?
Sure.
Let's give it to all of them, because they're gonna follow you guys.
So the easiest way to find us is on Instagram. I'm Esther the Investor. So Esther.the.investor.
And mine is not as catchy, but it's my name. It's Matthew, MATTHEW.D. Regan, REGAN. That's my Instagram. Also have Facebook. It's the same, Matthew Regan. And we have a YouTube channel, Matter Real Estate, MATTER Real Estate. And on YouTube, find us.
Woo! So words of wisdom for our friends.
Put yourself out there. Don't be afraid. Don't be afraid of judgment. That first reel you're gonna record, or that first live, you will be terrified, and that's okay. Don't worry about what your neighbors think or whatever. Just you do you, and people in general who are more successful than you, they don't have time or energy to start judging you anyways. So surround yourself with people who are like-minded and who will encourage you.
And talk back to any anxiety you have, right? If you're going to grow, you have to step outside of your comfort zone. And when you do that, anxiety kicks in. So you have to talk back to it. You have to tell yourself, the reason why I'm doing this is because I want to go here, right? You need to take advice from the people that are already there, right? The amount of content floating around on YouTube, right? I'm sure there'll be a pop-up video as this one ends that'll take you to something that may totally contradict to this.
A black hole.
Right? You have to believe in what you're doing, get yourself educated, and then start carrying yourself like the people that are in the places you want to go.
Because like Alfonso always says, success is what you attract with the person you become.
By the person you become,
right?
You attract the people that are more like you, right?
Exactly, yeah.
And so, we're often a reflection of the expectations of our peer groups. So change your peer groups, change your life. right?
And
And
you can still be friends with your old friends, you know, but just open your mind.
Guys, this has been great. Thank you for coming by.
Thank you.
What you guys don't know here is that they brought lunch. And so if you come by the office here, make sure to bring lunch all the time. I'm just joking. But really appreciate you guys. You guys are really great friends. Amazing. You have an amazing heart. And I wish you nothing but the best. Come by anytime. Alfonso loves you.
Alfonso, wait. Thank you, Alfonso, because we would not be here if it wasn't for you.
Yeah,
So
we'll
we
forever
are
be in your debt.
Yes,
We'll forever be in your debt. We were able to grow as people,
love them. Okay, this is it.
This is it.
Alfonso loves you, and we'll see you at the
Top.
Woo!